Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to an Old Times is Not Forgotten special. We're going back in time to the 1960s to learn about America's love affair with the automobile. These steamy photographs remind me of sitting in the car when I was a kid, waiting for my parents, and with the steamy windows right in front of me, I made these baby feet. Have you ever done this? I'll show you how to do it. It's easy. All you do is make a fist. Put this part on the steamy window and add the toes. This movie is from 1966 and called The Great Love Affair, and is narrated by newsman Harry Reasoner. I hope you enjoy it.
There are 72 million cars in the United States. If you're 65 years old, there are more cars alive today than there were people when you were born.
Below us, the Santa Monica Freeway, also pointed to past the San Pedro, again to the slow traffic on the outbound Santa Ana Freeway. We'll continue on westbound, check the rest of Santa Monica, also the Harbor Freeway.
Reporters go up in helicopters to sort it all out. They look over the major arteries to see if any cars are bleeding through. If you stacked all the cars on end, bumper to bumper, they'd reach to the moon and a quarter of the way back.
What enough?
Your local car dealer is the next stop after seeing the commercial, going to the auto show, or spotting something you like on the street.
What are we all interested in?
We're looking at the Impala.
Impala?
Yeah.
Convertible, maybe?
No.
What did you...
Standard stick,
Uh-huh.
6-cylinder,
Mm-hmm.
just white walls, and two-door.
Yes. Had you thought anything about color?
The showroom is unique in a land where there's a price tag on everything, and that's what everyone pays. There's a price tag on cars, but that's not what anyone pays. Millions of otherwise honest Americans approach a car dealer with a plan for beating him out of a couple of $100s. It's fun for the whole family. The fun is, see, you try to beat the dealer down, and he tries to hold you up. A lot depends on the car you have to trade in, or that's what you think. Actually, even if you have a 65 Rolls to trade on an American compact, you never seem to get away for less than $2,000.
I know what you want to spend, but
Yeah, I know.
what you want to spend and what you got to put out is two different items.
2,100. You got a deal. See, now you're way up to 23. I saved you 200 already.
So you got a beer taste with a champagne pocketbook. Champagne taste with a beer pocketbook.
More than you want to pay. You better wait till Christmas when Santa Claus comes.
No, we don't really need 1965 cars.
Well, what?
I just didn't want to buy somebody else's trouble with a used car, that's all.
Yeah. What did you figure on spending for a car?
I had no idea. If I can't get
Well, you had an idea because when I give you a price, it was too much.
You'd buy the car for $25.77 with no trade.
25.
$25.77.
Give me this price all on the paper now, you know?
Why, sure.
You got to think it over.
Have you got this whole $4,400 saved up?
Well, talking to my grandmother, you know, trying to make a little business deal with her.
The love affair with the car is consummated in the solemn closing booth ceremony.
300 horsepower motor, 4-speed transmission, the radio, white walls, positive traction, modern off-road exhaust, and CNC group. Is this right?
That's true.
It's a beautiful little car you get.
Well, that's what I want.
Also very nice.
That's good. See me last year trying to put all my stuff in the
The
car.
day you show up to take delivery on your new car may be the first time you've seen it. Detroit makes 350 different models, and with all the options, there are several million possible permutations on a Chevrolet alone. If what you want is a midnight blue hardtop with paisley upholstery, wire wheels, stick shift, and air conditioning, you have to order it from a book, and they have it assembled for you in Detroit. When you get it, you're likely to remember another option or two you wish you'd ordered.
Is this where a car would go if I had
Yes,
one?
yes. That's your fair adjusted for you.
That's good.
Okay, fine.
It may be love at first sight,
All right.
At these prices, it better be. Anyhow, for better or for worse, for richer or for poorer, in sickness or in health, it's the beginning of life together. Put the ring on the keys. When a car comes home, it gets to be sort of a member of the family. For one thing, it has to have its own room. Inasmuch as Americans can no longer keep up with the Joneses with only one car, 11.5 million families own two. A two-car garage holds one car, one lawnmower, a wheelbarrow, and a bicycle. One of the things you do on the honeymoon is read the owner's manual. It's more fun than the tag on a mattress. Most of the mechanical details don't mean too much, but everyone understands the beauty tips. Polish occasionally with a good quality car wax. Wash with mild soap and plenty of good clean water. Avoid washing in hot sun. Of course, you can avoid washing altogether by letting someone else do it for you in one of those big dishwashers they have for cars. When you start patronizing places like this, you've begun to explore the fringe areas of our car economy. The production, sales, maintenance, and professional driving of motor vehicles involves 1 out of every 6 businesses in the United States and 1 out of every 7 salaried workers. There are a great many places to spend more money on your car after you've bought it. In the supermarket, you roll your cart through canned goods, frozen foods, and meat on into the automotive department. They'll sell you everything from soup to nuts and bolts for your car. There are plenty of medical supplies, but most of the items have nothing to do with how a car runs, just how it looks. We like to buy them a toy once in a while, too. Since they did away with radiator caps on the hoods, squirrel tails are out. It's what they call the after trade in the car business. We buy $500 million worth every year. It may not make the car feel much better, but it's like patting a horse on the nose. The horse is indifferent, but we like ourselves a little better for doing it. I don't know how old you have to be to remember what a real live garage was like. There was a Rita Hayworth calendar in the back room, tires stacked up against the wall, parts lying all over, and a workbench loaded with tools whose only place was wherever they were dropped. They aren't like that much anymore. The modern garage is like a hospital clinic. The head man is a diagnostician. They keep medical histories in file cabinets. The operating room is antiseptic, and most of the patients aren't very sick.
On the whole right side leaks. I had it washed with a car wash and had a flood in the inside. Now this door also, it doesn't close totally.
You have a water leak on the right side.
That's right.
And a line in the left front door.
Doesn't sound like a Chevy door. Compared to that wrong side. Anyway, that could mean soundproof.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your problem with it?
Pardon me?
What is your problem?
Well, right now we're riding down and it seems like a valve got hung up, you know, and she started tapping. And just when I got down to the corner over here, it seems to gone away.
Doesn't sound like anything serious. Okay, you can have a seat in the waiting room here, or you can walk around the shop.
The big problem when you bring a car to a place like this is to get it to make the same funny noises in front of the mechanic that it was making minutes ago when you were bringing it to see him. While the car is in the operating room, there's nothing you can do but wait and hope for the best. About the best you can hope for is a bill under $50. Americans pay $6 billion a year for doctor bills. They pay more than $6 billion for garage bills. Of course, maybe the cars are in better shape. The service garage is like the general practitioner who handles anything from a head cold to an appendectomy. But specialization's the thing today, for cars as well as people. You get your brakes lined in one place, your speedometer fixed in another. Cars age in small ways. Nicks in the paint job, tired upholstery, small squeaks. It's hard to say for certain when that first fleeting doubt flashes across the owner's mind. Maybe I ought to get rid of it before it starts costing me money. After the first year, the car begins to look less and less like the television commercials. There really isn't much wrong, except the owner is bored. The average new car buyer trades every 3 years, and that's where the used car business begins. Used car buyers are different from new car buyers. For one thing, they don't usually have as much money, and for another, they're more suspicious. They start with the idea that if there wasn't something wrong, the original owner wouldn't have traded it in. If cars are an extension of the ego, this is about as far as it can be extended. When you've played in a sandpile with cars, driven them, eaten in them, prayed in them, slept in them, college students look around for something different to do with them. The game is to see which team can carry a Volkswagen 100 feet and then pile on and drive back to the starting point in the shortest time. Tuition runs around $1,000. People get pretty sentimental about old cars. If you can't remember the year something happened, usually you can place it by the car you owned at the time. I was an Essex baby in my family. If you buy a new car this year, it'll drop a lot in value as you drive out the showroom door. 5 years later, it's down to 25% of its original cost. And in 10 years, it'll be hard to give away. Don't give up, though. If you can hang on to it, it starts back up again in about 20 years. By the time it's 40, you'll be able to get the original price back on it, and maybe much more. Hera is reported to have paid up to $50,000 for some of these. The thing to do is to get rich enough, young enough, so you can buy a new car and put it away for 50 years.
Gentlemen, behold the motor car of the future.
When there's some question about whether anyone has enough time to get where he's going, that's drama. People are always getting themselves into this situation in cars, so naturally cars have been used in movies. They used to be bit players, but recently the car has come into its own as a star. This is from a new movie called The Great Race. There are certain things about any love affair that are too painful to talk about.
Is the right key, sir? It's the right.
The thing that's almost too painful to talk about with cars is sometimes they betray you.
No, not quite.
Any car can overheat, run out of gas, or blow a tire. The sense of betrayal comes when you blow a tire and then discover you can't open the trunk to get at the spare, or the jack, or the luggage packed for a weekend in the country.
I think I see the latch. Yeah, I just try to release the latch. It's a great predicament to be in.
The worst thing that can happen is when a car breaks down all at once, all over.
Well, I heard a couple of bangs just before I got here, so I figured probably the blade snapped off.
But you don't know when the fan belt came off.
No, I don't know when it came off.
Now she won't start
But
at all.
it was going until I got here. So how was it generating? I must have been generating right till I got here. And
Well, you could have been
start.
operating on the battery for quite some time. The only problem is that right now she won't start. Give it another try.
All right.
Hold it, don't leave the pedal alone. Just work the key. Hold it, sir. Your spark is weak. Your ignition system is weak. The generator belt is not seated properly on the generator here. Everything's working against it. I would say the best thing to do is get towed off. Just sit in the car and they'll hook you up and tow you down because there's no point in doing this. All right, sir, we have labor of $2.
When the doctor does an exploratory operation, takes one look, and sews them up again, he never charges much.
$11.75 altogether, sir.
In this big mix-up we've got with cars, there's nothing that makes you feel more helpless than a breakdown on the highway. The whole world is going by. They're all on their way, and you're trapped. An innocent victim betrayed by an inanimate object. By the time you get there, it'll all be gone. For the car, this may be the beginning of the end. There are a handful of things you can do with a car that is dead or dying. Don't underestimate American know-how. These people take old cars and do on purpose what most drivers spend all day trying to avoid. Is there a doctor in the audience? Preferably a psychiatrist? Not many cars die with their boots on that way. Mostly they just fade away. A car can be fixed for a while, and it can be sold to the next guy down the money ladder, but finally someone gets stuck with it the day it costs more to fix than it's worth. We're throwing away 5 million cars a year, and it's getting harder to find a place to throw them. Junkyards are competing with housing developments and national parks for space. There's a limited need for scrap steel, so about 1 million of them are being spread across the countryside in a garland of car dumps. Dust we art, to dust returneth. With steel, it takes longer. Nowhere is our passion to consume more evident. You wonder how long, at this rate, it will take us to convert all the elements of Earth to our own uses, consume them, and throw them away. We could press these wrecks into the shape of missiles and get rid of them by sending them into permanent orbit. Once upon a time, a man and his wife, with 3 children and a small dog in the back seat, drove from Richmond, Virginia to Providence, Rhode Island in this to see the children's grandmother. You'll never find that quarter you dropped behind the seat now.